I've filed for my credit report. Every time I do, I get a message from the credit bureau saying that my Social Security is not valid. My Social Security number is not valid. I've gotten that message several times. I probably got the paperwork shoved in at least 2 or 3 times. I've gotten that. Then there's addresses on my credit report of people when I go to apply for jobs asking me, when I lived in Florida, and I've never lived in Florida. I haven't traveled to Florida since I went on vacation in high school. So, Earl lived in Florida, though. But I've never had an address there. Need food. The guy's riding his bike with a basket tied to the back of it that says need food. Domestic violence shelters, there are some women there that have been the victims of domestic violence that are just really, in terrible situations and have been through just hellish experiences. I met a lady, her husband used to beat her and threw her down a well. And she wouldn't leave him. I guess she finally figured out he was going to kill her, so she left and went to a shelter. The cops deal with that kind of stuff, and it's a pain for them. Is the women that are beaten won't leave the men that are doing it to them, and so it turns out to be a real nightmare for them. The cops, want to charge the man with assault and battery, and the woman won't press charges because she knows if he goes to jail, she's not going to be able to support her kids. But they do have a fund now for victims of domestic violence. They get a check in the mail. Or a check, I think it's $1,500 to help them, which I think is called the Victims Witness Fund. And that's not just for victims of domestic violence. I talked to a prosecutor once. She told me that the parents of a child who's been sexually abused, I didn't know this, but if your spouse sexually abuses your child, and you are by definition legally classified as a victim of domestic violence, because for that spouse to do that to your child, they have to, she said, they do things like financial abuse, holy cow, Caroline City, honey. No, thank you. It's 2:38 now, so just threw away my cigarette too. Here's Skiro. Oh, that's a grandpa collecting cards for kids. Placards. Well, they're starting a car line over here. Oh, y'all starting a car line out here?
Well, if you're picking up at the door, you can park along here as long as you're not blocking anybody.
Okay. Well, thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I appreciate it.
Curb service.
Thank you.
Special for special customers.
I've seen him do that before, where he stands up there and collects the placards. It's only 2:40 though, so it'll be 20 minutes. I might just try to call this lady again.